Hi, and welcome to the Clean Green Kid. I'm Robin, founder and functional nutrition coach. Today, we're going to talk about gut health and how does gut health relate to mental health. So, first, let's just start off by defining what is the gut. So, the gut is our gastrointestinal tract. It starts in our mouth when we ingest food and start chewing, goes through the tube, and then our body absorbs and retains the nutrients it needs, and then it gets rid of the items it doesn't need through our poop. Okay? Our gastrointestinal tract is home to over 100 trillion microorganisms, or otherwise known as bacteria, good and bad. It actually outweighs our human cells 10 to 1. So when you break that down and you think about it, we're basically run by bacteria. So, what does this bacteria do in our gut? Well, it's responsible for about maybe 70% of our immune system lives in our gut, which we know is important for our overall health and well being. These organisms also produce 95% of our serotonin. So, our serotonin is our feel good hormone, as well as producing other neurotransmitters that affect our learning, our focus, and our mood. So, when we think about the gut, we think about all these wonderful things that happen, but how does that relate to the brain? Well, there's this thing called, I like to call it the superhighway, and it's called the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve runs from around the back of your head all the way down into your gastrointestinal tract. And what's so wonderful is it actually goes right back up. So it's bidirectional. So, an example I like to give about this is if you have a presentation or you're about to perform or you might be feeling a little stressed, sometimes you'll feel like butterflies in your belly, or you might feel like, oh my God, which was my case, I have to go to the bathroom, right? So that's just telling you how the gut and the brain communicate. And what's so interesting is the more research that's being done, the more we're finding that what they were calling our second brain, which is our gut, could inevitably be our first brain. So, what are some things that can affect the health of our gut? Well, first of all, I like to look at it in three buckets. We got diet, we have lifestyle, we have environment. So, let's talk first about the things that potentially could harm our gut bacteria. So, some of those include antibiotics. Antibiotics are certainly important in various cases, but when we overuse antibiotics, as we know, it takes out the bad and the good. And so it's important when we are on antibiotics that we're replenishing the good bacteria so that we maintain a nice balanced ecosystem in our gut. Another thing that helps to break down the gut is Advil or anti-inflammatories. So we just want to be very mindful when we're taking something like that. Um, Food that we eat, right? Are we eating the standard American diet? Are we ingesting a lot of sugars? I know from my work with a lot of my clients, a lot of younger adults and younger children eat what I call the beige diet. So that's basically pastas, french fries, hamburgers, pancakes, chicken nuggets. Um, and that makes sense, right? Because these foods have sort of a sugary content. And once we start giving our body sugar, it starts demanding more sugar. And so that makes total sense, but it's definitely something that can aggravate the gut. Another thing is food sensitivities. So that's a really interesting thing because sometimes we're eating a healthy food, but for that particular person, that healthy food is looked at as maybe an invader. And that's something that, in working with me, we get to later down the road, but it definitely is something that can aggravate the gut. Also, relationships. So if we're in healthy relationships, we feel good. Our gut feels good. But if we're in relationships where maybe our friends are not being so nice to us, or we're in a relationship that's, not very healthy for us and it's not helping us be a better person, or maybe we're stressed about school, this changes that entire ecosystem and it kind of brings it out of balance. So it's very important. And again, that goes back to the gut brain connection. If we're feeling stressed up here, it's definitely causing something down here. And if in our gut, we're not eating the right foods, we're not getting the right sleep, we're not drinking enough water, it's going to circle back up to our brain. Okay? So, what can we do? Our brains are basically 60% fat. So, they love fat. And I'm not talking french fries and sugary foods and saturated vegetable oils and stuff like that. I'm talking healthy fats, olive oil, olives, coconut oil, nuts, nut butters. So those are some really healthy things to bring into your diet that are going to help with mental health. Probiotics. So whether you're getting them through a supplement or you're getting them through foods, which I love. So that's yogurts, that's sauerkraut. If you could eat sauerkraut every day, that is kefir, whether that be water kefir or a yogurt kefir, kimchi. These are just some things that we could help balance out the gut. And then prebiotics. So jicama, asparagus, and you can also take a prebiotic supplement as well. So these are some of the things that can help contribute to a good gut. My last factor is water. Water is so important. We just do not drink enough of it. I recommend half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Now, for kids or young adults who are active in sports, we're going to want to give them more. And I have found just typically using a glass of water, you're never going to drink enough. So I personally have this huge thing. It's 32 ounces. I fill it up 3 times. I have it for the morning, for the afternoon, and for the evening. So I make sure that I'm getting enough water. So here's just a little high level introduction on how the gut plays such an important part in your brain health. And the wonderful thing is we can fix the gut. We can rebalance the gut through diet, lifestyle, and environment. So I hope this chat was helpful for you. And to find out more information about the Clean Green Kid, you can go to our website at thecleangreenkid.com. You can also check me out on Instagram at The Clean Green Kid for lots of fun, healthy tips and recipes. Thank you so much, and be well.